What's happening, gang? It's your boy Retro back again with another reaction video. Yeah. Today we got another huge update. You guys can probably already tell that it is going down. Just by that title alone, you guys are definitely gonna want to check this one out. So we got that Wolf of Washington, Nancy Pelosi, coming out in a full panic after President Trump just announced that he could be potentially looking into both Nancy and her husband Paulie's investment portfolios for potential insider trading, guys. And I'm excited to get into this one, so we're gonna hop straight into it. All I ask that you guys please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and without further ado, let's hop straight into it, folks. Check this one out.
I like it conceptually, and you know, Nancy Pelosi became rich by having inside information. She made a fortune with her husband, and I think that's disgraceful. So in that sense, I'd like it, but I'd have to really see I study these things very carefully, and this just happened. So I'll take a look at it. But conceptually, I like it. And what I do think is Nancy Pelosi should be investigated, because she has the highest return of anybody practically in the history of Wall Street, save a few. How did that happen? It happened by she knows exactly what's going to happen, what's going to be announced. She buys stock, and then the stock goes up after the announcement's made. And she ought to be investigated.
There you go. So that was President Donald Trump calling for an investigation into Nancy Pelosi over her insider trading. Very excited to see where that one progresses. And we got Nancy Pelosi running to CNN as quick as she could to try to defend herself against President Donald Trump, but she fails in a major way.
Well, let me just read what he said. I'm sorry that we had some sort of technical issue. Nancy Pelosi became rich.
Why do you have to read that? We're here to talk about the 60th anniversary of Medicaid. That's what I agreed to come to talk about.
Yeah, but I wanted
what that means in the election.
I wanted to give you a chance just to respond. He accused you of insider trading. What's your response to that?
That's ridiculous. In fact, I very much support the trading of members of Congress. Not that I think anybody's doing anything wrong. If they are prosecuted and they go to jail. But because of the confidence it instills in the American people, don't worry about this. But I have no concern about the obvious investments that had been made over time. I'm not into it, my husband is, but it isn't anything to do with anything insider. But the president has his own exposure, so he's always projecting. He's always projecting. And let's not give him any more time on that, please.
All right, guys, and then I also stumbled across this clip of Missouri Senator, this is Josh Hawley, speaking upon his anti-stock trading bill that would directly affect Nancy Pelosi, and probably is the reason why she's freaking out right now.
What Pelosi will say is that she doesn't manage any money. Her husband manages the money, her husband makes the trades, and she has nothing to do with it. Does this bill have a loophole that she can exploit again?
Yeah, no, in fact, this bill will cover not only her, it will cover her husband. And the point is, we need to make it illegal for people to do this kind of thing. 86% of Americans look at stock trading by members of the Congress and they say, we ought to ban that. They can't believe it's not been banned already. Nobody should be up in Congress making a quick buck day trading when they should be doing the people's business. The president wants a stock trading ban. I want a stock trading ban. It's time to get it done.
So that was Josh Hawley, that Missouri senator, explaining how his anti-stock trading bill is supposed to work. I actually coined this, named it after Nancy Pelosi. The Nancy Pelosi bill is what he's proposing it to be called. This is directly supposed to affect Nancy Pelosi. And the way her husband, she pushes it all off to say that it's not her trading, it's her husband that's trading. But I don't know. I still feel like there is more loopholes in this whole situation. And there's actually more figures coming after members in Congress saying that they want to keep their insider trader secrets safe. We got Representative Anna Paulina Luna coming out saying someone big is fighting to keep the government's insider traders safe. and all their secrets safe as well. Let's check out what she had to say.
I can tell you that I got a lot of pushback from leadership, and not just leadership in itself, but I actually received calls from other members of Congress saying that, what we were doing was going to hurt people. I was also told that I was putting the Republic in jeopardy because I was going to cost us the midterms if I brought this to the floor. And what I will tell you is what I'm trying to do is actually save the Republic. And so if you think that that's the biggest problem that we have in this country, maybe you shouldn't be in a leadership position.
All right. Well, I hope it's not the speaker because I like him and he doesn't seem like the guy that would suffocate this, but you never know.
All right, so this is one that really surprised me, but not too shocking. We know the folks of the swamp, they want to keep it as murky as possible. They don't like when you start to, drain the swamp and root out this evil, these bad actors. They're now coming after members of Congress and saying, hey, this is not the way to go. We need to keep our insider trading just safe. We need to keep it intact. Then we have our lovely White House press secretary, Caroline Leavitt, pointing out some of these inconsistencies into Nancy Pelosi, her annual salary versus how much her net worth is and how long she's been serving as a member of Congress. It just does not add up. Further proving the point that there needs to be some type of investigation. It's all justified.
Have you talked with the president about his position on the stock trading ban bill before Congress? He obviously had pretty loaded comments about Senator Hawley. There's some reporting that they've since spoken. What is his position on the current status of that bill?
The president has spoken to Senator Hawley, who called him, and the president took that call. As the president said in the Roosevelt Room yesterday, conceptually, he of course supports the idea of ensuring that members of Congress and United States senators who are here for public service cannot enrich themselves. And the reason that this idea to put a ban on stock trading for members of Congress is even a thing is because of Nancy Pelosi. I mean, she is rightfully criticized because she makes, I think, $174,000 a year, yet she has a net worth of approximately $413 million. In 2024, Nancy Pelosi's stock portfolio, this was a fascinating statistic to me, grew 70% in 1 year in 2024, and her portfolio outperformed every single large hedge fund in that same year, and even more than doubled the returns of Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway. So I think the president stands with the American people on this. He doesn't want to see people like Nancy Pelosi enriching themselves off of public service and ripping off their constituents in the process. As for the mechanics of the legislation and how it will move forward, the White House continues to be in discussions with our friends on Capitol Hill.
Guys, so it's not just me that's seeing these inconsistencies here. We got Caroline Leavitt, that lovely White House press secretary, pointing it out, pointing out the obvious. The $174,000 annually somehow turns into $413 million of a net worth. That just does not add up whatsoever. Nancy Pelosi has definitely been enriching herself through her public servant seat. We cannot allow that. We just can't. And I found this very bizarre clip of Nancy Pelosi that directly, I want to say directly connects her, but kind of hints at her connection to the whole Russiagate hoax with old Hillary Clinton. Maybe she's been passing down secrets. Tell me this doesn't sound familiar.
You demonize, and then we call it the wrap-up smear. If you want to talk politics, you call it the wrap-up smear. You smear somebody with falsehoods and all the rest, and then you merchandise it. And then you write it, and they'll say, see, it's reported in the press that this, and this. So they have that validation that the press reported the smear, and then it's called the wrap-up smear. Now I'm going to merchandise the press's report on the smear that we made. And it's a tactic.
All right, you guys, so that was Nancy Pelosi explaining the whole wrap-up smear, and it sounds like exactly what happened with the whole Russiagate, the collusion hoax with President Donald Trump. They put that stain on his name, and then they got the media, they got these intelligence agencies to buy in and push this false narrative, and then they furthered the claims by themselves, just ran with it. I mean, you cannot make this kind of stuff up. I seen this clip, and I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. Maybe she's been handing her playbook down to Hillary Clinton so that she could use it on President Donald Trump. We got Maze here on X tweeting out saying they have the perfect Russia hoax clip on Nancy Pelosi. I want you guys to take a look at this one as well. It just seems like Nancy was on board. She was on board with the whole Russia collusion hoax, and she kept quiet. Listen to her.
This week, we saw cold, hard evidence of the Trump campaign, indeed the Trump family, eagerly intending to collude possibly with Russia.
Yo, there we have it, guys. Oh my goodness. Some of this stuff you truly cannot make up. I mean, these folks, when they're guilty, it's written all over their faces. We've seen that in a response on CNN from Nancy Pelosi. She didn't even want to talk about it. She said, hey, can we not read that? Can we not do that here? I think this is the place to do that, though, Nancy Pelosi. If you want to clear your name, you should do it in a public space. Letting folks know exactly what's going on. Full honesty and transparency is what the folks want to see. We're getting the exact opposite. It seems like these folks, they're wanting to point this towards projection. This is Donald Trump projecting that he's doing insider trading somehow and enriching himself off his public servant office. But this is the same guy who declined to take salary, sitting in that seat as president 2 times now. This is second time serving, and he has not taken a penny from the American people yet. So I just cannot believe it. I can't get on board with these folks. And then on to the Russia collusion hoax. I don't know. Nancy Pelosi saying some very interesting things, almost exposing her playbook, handed down to Hillary and Obama. I mean, that's just what I'm seeing, guys. But you're definitely going to have to hop in that comment section. Comments are open. I'm very excited to hear what you guys are thinking on this one. Also, make sure you guys please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd enjoy more content like this, catch you guys on the next week.